Hello, everybody. I'm Ob. I'm a co-founder here at Dandelion, and I'm running this live marketing series every Thursday at 3 p.m. Netherlands time. I live in the Netherlands. But it is 9 a.m. Eastern for all y'all in the USA. If you like this content and you want to be apprised of our ongoing marketing series, make sure that you subscribe and sign up for reminders coming up because I'm here every week at this time. And yeah, that's my little push. Please subscribe and sign up for reminders because that's great. Also, if you have any questions about, today we're going to talk about calendar creation, but if you have any questions around marketing or creating a marketing calendar or just like generally content marketing, you can always comment, you can always ask questions. We are available for that. Oh, actually, I don't think I have my microphone closed. Sorry. If you didn't hear any of that, I'm a co-founder here at Dandelion, and I do this every week, so subscribe. Okay, today I am going to talk about content creation and how to calendar it so that it works for you, so that you can keep making content and hold yourself accountable. So I have 4 tips for basic content creation. The first one, I call it know your gnomes. This means to know how often you want to post stuff. That means how often do you want to create pillar content? How often do you want to send email campaigns? How often do you want to post on social media? Write that down. Now, I do this on a really big spreadsheet. I find using a spreadsheet to be really helpful, especially when you're planning about a month or more at a time, because you can sort the data by dates. One thing I really like to do is, let's say I want pillar content to go out every Tuesday. So I would put the live date. I will put, write down every Tuesday in May, and then, say, okay, pillar content this day, pillar content this day. And then your email campaigns that are connected to your pillar content need to go out on Thursday. So I will take every Thursday in May and put pillar content on all of those, so that then when I sort the data by live date, I can see what needs to happen every week. That's just the easiest way for me to create a calendar. I've been creating marketing calendars for several years, since 2015. That's 5, so that's almost 6 years. Wow. Okay. The next thing, my second tip is to make what is called a social post index. Now, this isn't something you can Google, social post index. If you can Google it, you'll probably just be directed to Dandelion branding. This is something that we do. I don't know of any other company doing it, especially not with the name social post index. If you find them, let me know, because that shit comes from me. But this is literally just an index of the types of social media posts that you create to resonate with your audience. It usually has 4 to 6 types, and the index should share your goal. Basically, you're going to say type, and then if this type is your pillar content, you want to make sure you write down what the goal of sharing your pillar content is, how often you want to do that, what the imagery should look like, and what you want the type of copy to be. We also include frequency, how often you want those things to be posted, because it's really helpful when you are creating your marketing calendar. It's also, so the reason we use a social post index and we use post types rather than using like so much brain power to create post topics is because it saves you time and it allows for creativity during the regular creation process. So if you can plug in post types, let's say your post types are post shares and something about your ethos and a quote and maybe like a piece of wellness content. Social sustainable brands often do these types of posts. Those 4 different post types, you can plug those into your calendar. And then when it comes time to actually create them, you get to use your creative brain. Like, what kind of wellness post do I want to have? What do I really feel like today? Maybe I want to talk about intention setting, or maybe, it allows you to have breathability and creativity within a very scheduled social media calendar. So, and we have found that is extremely helpful. A lot of us entrepreneurs over here are just creatives. We just want to make stuff. Planning isn't the thing we want to spend all of our time doing. This is a way to get around that. You really have to make this document every so often. That's called a social post index. If you want to talk more about it, let me know. I could talk about the social post index all day long because I made it up. Okay. Add your social post types to your spreadsheet. So now you know you're known. You know how often, so you have how often you want to do stuff, and you know roughly the type of posts you want to create. Then you need to figure out how to stay relevant. Now, like I said, we create our content calendars about a month in advance. So I'm actually creating them the second week of a month for the next month. So it's about 6 weeks. That's a pretty good, like, if you don't know what's happening in your business in the next 6 weeks, you should get an assistant, because you definitely, that will tell you, because you definitely should know what's coming up. And you should be able to plug those 6-week numbers into your calendar so that you can say, oh, on May 26th, we're going to launch a new product or something, or we're going to start pushing, a new like type of post or something like that, something that keeps you relevant and adds news to your content calendar, which is otherwise just stuff, that evergreen shit that you can just renew over and over again. The only time news is worth scrambling. Now, this is something that, like, business owners do this thing, and we've been guilty of it. We try really hard not to. But one of the things that happens is you put on your marketing calendar that you need to talk about something in a month, but that thing's not done. Let's say, you're going to push out a product in a month. It's not ready. You haven't started talking about it anywhere else. There's no reason to create a scramble. Try to decouple. This is totally different advice. It's not about your calendar, but kind of is. Like, try to decouple an actual launch, like when you have something, with when you tell people about it. You can give it a week's leeway. Nobody knows. Take the scramble out of it for yourself. If you think something is going to happen in 4 weeks, don't start talking about it in your social media for 6 weeks. It will decrease the stress on you and your team like crazy. Okay. The only time news is worth scrambling over is like if something big happens in the world that you feel compelled to cover. In that case, just add stuff. It doesn't need to be planned. It doesn't need to be scheduled. When something really big happens, just go with it, and push it out. That also keeps you really relevant. It helps your feed not look so planned, which, some people really enjoy, some people don't. Totally up to you. There's lots of different ways to do it, but adding relevancy is a great way to break up the monotony, or what could be monotony. My fourth and final tip. This is a really fast. I went through this really fast. Is to find a way to stay accountable to your content calendar. Like, it is so easy to plan something and be hopeful about it, but it just doesn't really happen. I'm not about that, because as a business owner and as somebody that needs customers, you can't not post. You can get away with skipping something every so often, but you can't get away with it for very long. People are looking to you. They need you to show up. You have to show up for your audience. If you're hopeful that you get posts out and it's kind of a back burner project, again, get an assistant. You need to figure out how to post all the time. Having a calendar is a tool. It is not what's happening. If you're not telling people what's going on with your company's not growing. You can't be silent and grow at the same time. So find a way to stay accountable for your content calendar. The way that we do it is essentially taking that big ass spreadsheet and putting it into weekly bite-sized options. I guess you could call them weekly bite-sized lists in Asana. We spend a lot of time creating content, which makes sense because that's what we do at Dandelion Branding. Is we create tons of content for our businesses. We have two, and for our clients' businesses. And we're running content for about a half a dozen brands right now. And I gotta tell you that this is the best way to operate on a really consistent basis. You really just take it from that spreadsheet list and throw it into tasks in Asana, and it just really lets you keep it rolling. It just becomes part of your week and part of your to-do list. You can look at your to-do list and say, okay, I have to create content. Go jump into Asana. Every piece of content is a task, and then you can just be like, here's this one, and here's this one, and here's this one, and spend 15, 20 minutes, a half an hour on a few posts, depending how fast you create content. That is my top 4 tips for content marketing creation. Sorry, I forgot my microphone in the beginning. I will double check to make sure this is right, and if not, I'll just re-record it. But should be fine. Everything's fine. All right. Have a beautiful day. As always, if you have any questions, we are very easy to find. My email address is aubrey@dandelionbranding.com. You can also hit me on Twitter. It is @_thelivingbrand. On Instagram, we are dandelion_branding. Those are the top 3 places to really ask us questions. You can also go to dandelionbranding.com. It's very easy to contact us. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Happy Earth Day. And go outside and play. Bye.